I'm Anahi, and I learned the hard way that trust and family don't always go together. I called my mom on a Thursday afternoon. Hey, I'm finalizing the down payment for the duplex. Can you transfer my savings account tomorrow? Silence. Then, honey, we need to talk about that. My stomach dropped. Talk about what? Your father and I made an investment decision. We used most of that money to help Bryn buy her house. I pulled over. You did what? Don't use that tone. Bryn needed help, and family helps family. That was $83,000, Mom. Grandma left that to me. You were just holding it because of the tax benefits. And we made a choice that benefits the whole family. Bryn has 2 kids. You're single. You can save again. I've been saving for 6 years for this property. The owner gave me first option. If I don't close next month, I lose it. Then you'll find another property. The market always has options. Not like this one. This is a corner lot with established tenants. It's perfect. Life isn't about perfect, Anahi. It's about sacrifice. My hands were shaking. Did Bryn even know this was my money? She knows we helped her. The details don't matter. The details are that you stole from me. Watch your mouth, Anahi. We're your parents. We didn't steal anything. We made a family decision. Without asking me? Without even telling me until I needed it? We're telling you now. I hung up and called my dad. He answered on the first ring. Your mother told me she talked to you. Dad, please tell me this is some kind of mistake. It's not a mistake. Bryn was going to lose the house to another buyer. We had to act fast. With my money. Money we were managing for you. Technically, the account is in our name. My chest tightened. Because you said it would help with taxes. Because I trusted you. And you can trust that we did what was best. Bryn's house is an asset. It appreciates. It helps the family wealth. I don't care about family wealth. I care about my own life, my own plans. You're being selfish. I'm being selfish? You gave away my inheritance. We invested it. There's a difference. When we sell Bryn's house someday, everyone benefits. So I'm supposed to wait years, maybe decades, to get back money that was already mine? You're supposed to act like part of this family. I drove to Bryn's new house that same evening. She answered with a wine glass in her hand. Anahi, come see the kitchen. It's gorgeous. I need to talk to you about how you bought this place. Her smile faltered. Mom said you'd be upset. Upset? Bryn, they used my inheritance, all of it. They told me they were helping with a down payment. I didn't know it was your money specifically. How much did they give you? $70,000. Why? My mouth went dry. They took $83,000 from my account. Well, maybe there were transfer fees or something. Transfer fees aren't $13,000, Bryn. She shrugged. Look, I'm sorry you're upset, but I needed help. Kyle's income alone wasn't enough, and with 2 kids, we needed space. You don't have kids. You don't get how hard it is. I was buying a duplex to rent out one side. It was my retirement plan. You're 32. You have time. And you're 35. You also had time. I have a family, Anahi. That's different. Mom and Dad did the right thing. The right thing would have been asking me first. She set down her wine glass. Honestly, you've always been so rigid about money. If they'd asked, you would have said no, and then what? I'd have lost this house. That would have been your problem, not mine. Wow, really showing that family spirit. You took my future, Bryn. You don't get to lecture me about family. I hired a real estate attorney on Monday. Her name was Tessa Nguyen, and she didn't waste time. You said your parents' names are on the account that held your inheritance? Yes, but only for tax purposes. It was always understood to be mine. Understood isn't the same as documented. Do you have anything in writing? My grandmother's will specified the money was for me. My parents were supposed to hold it until I needed it. But the account itself is in their names? Yes. She leaned back. That's going to be complicated. Legally, they have access to that money. Morally and ethically, different story. But courts care about legal ownership. What about the house they bought for my sister? What about it? Can you check the property records? I want to know if it's in her name or theirs. Tessa pulled up the county assessor's website and typed in Bryn's address. Her expression changed. Anahi, this property is titled to Gerald and Diane Mercado, your parents. The room tilted. That's not possible. Bryn lives there. I'm looking at the deed right now, recorded 3 months ago. Your parents are the legal owners. Can you print that for me? Already doing it. You're going to want documentation of everything from this point forward. I called Bryn from the parking lot. Hey, I'm at soccer practice. Can I call you back? No, I need to ask you something. Is your house in your name? What kind of question is that? Just answer. Did you sign the deed? Pause. Mom and Dad's names are on it too, because they helped with the purchase. It's like co-ownership. There's no like about it, Bryn. They own it. You're just living there. That's not how it works. They explained it to me. It's for tax benefits and to protect the asset. Protect it from who? You? This is none of your business. You're living in a house bought with my money that you don't even own. That's exactly my business. I have to go. Kyle's calling. She hung up. I called my mother. Anahi, if this is more complaining, the house isn't in Bryn's name. It's in yours and Dad's. That's a legal structure. It protects everyone. It protects you. Bryn thinks she owns a house. She doesn't. You do. We own it together. It's a family asset. She doesn't own anything, Mom. If you decide tomorrow to sell it, she can't stop you. Why would we do that? Don't be dramatic. Why would you lie to her about owning her own house? We didn't lie. We structured it properly. She doesn't understand real estate, so we handled it. With my money, to buy a house you own. To buy a house the family owns. Someday this will all pass to you girls anyway. Someday isn't now. Now I lost everything, and you own a house you pretended to give to Bryn. You're being paranoid. I'm being observant. There's a difference. I called my dad next. Did you tell Bryn the house is hers? In practical terms, it is. In legal terms, it's not. Why would you lie to her? We didn't lie. We simplified. Bryn doesn't need to worry about the technical details. The technical details are that she has no equity and no control. She has a home. That's what matters. And I have nothing. That's what matters to me. You'll rebuild. You're smart and capable. I was already built, Dad. You tore it down. I confronted them together at their house that weekend. Mom opened the door with a tight smile. This better not be another fight. I want to know exactly how much Bryn's house cost. Dad was sitting at the kitchen table. Why does that matter? Because you took $83,000 from me. Bryn said you gave her $70,000. Where's the other $13,000? Closing costs, fees, inspections, repairs. $13,000 in fees? Roughly. We didn't itemize it for you. I want an itemization. You're not entitled to one. I'm entitled to know where my money went. Mom crossed her arms. Your grandmother left that money to you with the expectation you'd be responsible. Helping family is responsible. I didn't help anyone. You did. With money that wasn't yours. The duplex owner called me 2 weeks later. Anahi, I need an answer. I have another buyer offering cash. I know. I'm trying to pull together the funds. You told me you had it ready. I did. There were unforeseen complications. I've been holding this property for you for 3 months. I need to move forward. 1 more week, please. I can give you 3 days. After that, I'm accepting the other offer. I called every bank. I called my financial advisor. I called cousins I hadn't spoken to in years. Nobody could help me pull together $80,000 in 72 hours. I lost the property. Tessa called with an update. I spoke with your grandmother's estate attorney. The will did specify the money was for you, but because your parents were named as custodians without specific restrictions, they had legal discretion over how it was managed. So I have no recourse? Civil court is an option, but it'll be expensive, time-consuming, and the outcome isn't guaranteed. You'd be suing your parents for mismanagement of funds they legally controlled. What about Bryn? Can she claim any ownership of the house? Not based on the deed. She'd have to prove an verbal agreement or equity contribution. She contributed nothing. They used my money. Then she's in a worse position than you are. I called Kyle, Bryn's husband. We need to talk about your house. Bryn said you've been harassing her about this. I've been telling her the truth. Do you know that house isn't in your names? Of course it is. We live here. Living somewhere doesn't mean you own it. Check the deed, Kyle. Why would I need to check the deed? Her parents helped us buy it. They bought it with my inheritance, and they kept it in their names. That doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? Control, protection. I don't know their reasoning, but I know the facts. Call the county recorder's office. I'll wait. He called back 20 minutes later. His voice was different. You're telling me we don't own this house? That's exactly what I'm telling you. Bryn said it was just paperwork, a formality. It's not a formality, it's ownership. If your in-laws decide to sell, you're out. They wouldn't do that. They took my entire inheritance without asking. What makes you think they won't take your house? Because we've been making payments. We've been covering the mortgage, insurance, everything. Payments on a house you don't legally own. That's even worse, Kyle. Kyle confronted my parents that same evening. Bryn called me screaming. You told Kyle? What is wrong with you? What's wrong is that you're living in a house you think you own but don't. You're destroying my marriage. Your marriage is built on a lie. I just pointed it out. Kyle insisted they see a lawyer. The lawyer confirmed everything. My parents scheduled a family meeting. We sat in their living room like strangers. Mom spoke first. We're disappointed that this has become so contentious. You stole from me and lied to Bryn, I said. What did you expect? We made decisions that benefited the family structure. Bryn needed stability. You were fine. I wasn't fine. I lost everything. Bryn's voice was shaky. Why didn't you put the house in our names? Dad cleared his throat. Because we needed to protect the asset. If something happened, divorce, bankruptcy, lawsuit, the house would be vulnerable. You mean if something happened to us, Kyle said. You were protecting yourselves. We were protecting everyone. By lying? Bryn's eyes were red. You let me believe I owned my home. You do own it, in every way that matters. Except legally, I said, which is the only way that actually matters. Kyle stood up. We're done here. Bryn, we're leaving. Sit down, Mom said. We're not finished. Yeah, we are. Kyle looked at my parents. You used your daughter's money to buy property in your own names, lied to everyone about it, and now you're upset that we're calling it what it is? We're not doing this. They left. My parents stared at me. Are you happy now? Mom asked. You've turned your sister against us. I didn't turn anyone. I told the truth. You're just upset that people finally know. You've always been jealous of Bryn. I'm not jealous. I'm broke. There's a difference. I stood up. I'm done pretending this is normal. I'm done acting like you did something noble. You stole from me, you lied to Bryn, and you're sitting here acting like victims. Where are you going? Dad asked. Away from you, permanently. You'll regret this. Family is all you have in the end. Family is supposed to protect you, not rob you. You taught me that the hard way. Bryn and Kyle moved out 3 months later. They're renting now, rebuilding credit, not speaking to our parents. Bryn calls me sometimes, apologizing, but it's too late for that. I told her the truth 6 months ago, when she asked if I'd ever forgive them. They haven't even apologized, Bryn. They still think they did the right thing. I know. I just thought maybe, eventually. No, there's no eventually. They made their choice. I'm making mine. I rebuilt my savings working 2 jobs. I'm nowhere close to where I was, and I probably never will be. My parents sent a Christmas card this year. I sent it back unopened. Kyle and Bryn separated last month. She called crying, saying the stress of the house situation destroyed them. I listened, but I didn't offer comfort. Sometimes the truth costs everything. I saw my dad at a grocery store last week. He tried to approach me. I walked past him like he was a stranger, because that's what he is now. My mom left a voicemail yesterday. We're selling Bryn's old house. Your father and I are downsizing. We thought you should know. She didn't say I'd get any of the money. She never will. So here's what I want to know. If your family took everything you'd worked for and then acted like you were the problem for being upset, would you ever be able to sit across a table from them again?